And the first game is SANTTU versus HANNSU. HANNSU is on the blue coin with a Reckless Flurry. SANTTU is here with his elves. Kinda want my deck list back.
Everything is working for me now, so that's good.
Okay.
Still don't have 2 monitors though, so I'm gonna have to alt tap a lot, I guess.
Okay, so we, since it's a recording, we don't really see the second hand. But client, when it works, yeah, I got my first experience with the client. It works amazingly well. So there is a melee ship. SANTTU has the movement, but opts against it. Decides to play and Swordmaster first.
Yeah, gets removed, so probably just gonna pass on 7 here, right?
Yeah.
Or do you think he will play into the round?
Like he might play into the round because you still can trade. You can throw away the Dryad and potentially like another card, but yeah, you're rarely winning round 1.
Yeah.
And yeah, since he decided not to answer the ship, his intentions were kind of clear immediately. Like he had the answer to try and remove it from the front row, disabling it. But yeah, here he is throwing another bronze. You don't really mind as Radea player to overstay your welcome for a turn or 2.
HANNSU actually gets a pretty decent graveyard setup here, although he doesn't really... Although he does play War of Clans.
Yeah, so the Reckless Flurry does run Harald, and yeah, there is one War of Clans. We've seen recently some players like running the Mask of Ouroboros and activating War of Clans round 1 as well, which is kinda cute, and opens your route to like maybe run 2 of them, because card feels great when it gets you like 2 extra reach on the removal. But yeah, a bit risky for round 3. And yeah, for those of you who didn't hear news about the ARETUZA World Cup, it started happening last week. We have 2 groups of 6 teams, and yeah, they are progressing to semi-finals, so basically 2 per group are advancing. We'll have 4 teams, and yeah, it will be happening next week, and then we'll have semi-finals and finals as well. So here we have proactive Chenge. There is not much you'd want to lock, but yes.
Curse already coming out for the 4th ranked warrior.
Yeah. Considering it's transforming, you are not that sad. We see that Heatwave is there, Isengrim is achievable for SANTTU, but Elias is at the bottom. He's not that afraid though, there is an Neromancer in his hand. So Radea having like 4 golds in hand, it's basically more than like, it's almost half of your golds already. You're not that sad.
There comes the movement saved from round 1.
Yeah, since there is 2 ships, seems proper to keep the movement and trade basically equally with the ship. But yeah, since the ship was played from Radiant Fleets, it's a bit more favored for HANNSU this trade.
First Eagle comes out.
Yeah, so SANTTU is a couple of points behind here, but He has his power plays that he tries to keep. Herkia gets discharged immediately because SANTTU's list is running. Rebuke her, unless I looked at it incorrectly. I think there was a... yeah, there is a rebuke. Most of the lists Radea lists I've seen couldn't allow themselves to run it, because 5p is too expensive for Radea. But
only 4p allowed.
Yeah. You're either an elf gold or consistency gold like Aniromancy, or you are a 4p card. But yeah, SANTTU managed to slot one in. So there we have the scenario getting out.
Yeah, they are pretty much told us that scenario will be committed round 2.
And since, yeah, SANTTU remembers that there is Airlane, there is no surprise, he gets ahead without committing any leader charges.
The commando not ticking yet though, because there is Radea and Maxi on the board.
So the Kadu is being played into a 3 damage. Removing Vernacel's commander because it can be activated if we'll see Verna dropped into this round. You could have argued for removal of Deadeye. 9 to damage.
SANTTU might have tried to get the Purify in earlier, but decided against it. Because I don't think there's anything else to purify except for the Trygvi here.
Yeah, there is a Trygvi incoming potentially. So this is a beautiful setup of 5 damage if you have your Richard officer in hand and scenario is triggered once. You have that 5-point reach. SANTTU feels pretty alright here, staying ahead, having a couple of golds, although if HANNSU decides to click, they're basically trading elves at this point. Okay, so we see the Purify getting out of SANTTU's hand. He decides that keeping a gold elf or hand buffed like Kevin or Verno is more important than playing around Trygvi. Trygvi doesn't get a great target besides Radea in this match.
Maybe Illiran and the Purifier itself. Yeah, there it comes.
So that's 8-point play that SANTTU needs to make here, but he also has a transform, so that's another extra point, but he doesn't care.
Even need to use it.
And here your caster, I don't know if that's intended. That's an interesting comment because nobody really commented on that. I'm not sure.
Am I just too low W? Or
it
not
might
at all?
Be. I upped your volume now, so you don't have to. Should be fine.
I don't have to shout at you on Discord.
Yeah, I had the volume on the lower side, then speaks telepathically. You can hear him perhaps, right? And there we have the Airlane, and I think SANTTU might use all the charges to prevent so leader high rolls.
Yeah,
sounds
just
fine.
to
okay, thank you.
Prevent Deadeye from dying here. Because he wants to Isengrim as soon as possible, probably.
Okay, so one click sets up Bloodthirst 3 immediately.
Yeah, he would have gotten it anyways with the second one, right?
Unless
like,
some unlucky high rolls are happening, and your flurry is killing a 1 elf per leader click. Okay, so double elves are eliminated. Deadeye surviving, but Verna still getting triple pinged here. The Sailors feels decent.
Pretty
on
nice.
a 1.
11 point and 2 more elves, so technically 13 points with the Eisengrim.
Rolling isn't happening with Harald. Harald sets up another 1 on the board, but yeah. 1 extra point for Eisengrim. So SANTTU is ahead by 4. And this heat wave barely,
not enough by 1. Yeah, should be not enough by 1.
Yeah. So elves survive, but it was close. The bleed happened and got the scenario out. If that Harald pings an elf 1 out of 5, it would have been a tie.
The pings seem pretty well distributed, to be honest. Yeah. Only the Vernosiel got shut down with the last one, so I guess it was kind of lucky for HANNSU that Vernosiel got killed off.
Yeah, and he cannot complain. He also removed another 1 elf with Harald play, so...
Yeah, I don't think anyone got particularly lucky or unlucky with the pings here. Although his round 3 hand was pretty perfect, I think. Yeah. With the Hern Kaduch being on the board, Bear Witcher plays for even more than Donar, right?
Yeah, so Donar is nice, but yeah, Skellige has bronzes that similarly good, or even better. So the next match is SANTTU's discard warriors into HANNSU's line pockets, and SANTTU finds Coral, finds discard targets, so cannot complain on that front. Doesn't have Birna, but yeah, there is a Scald.
Yeah, okay. Pretty nice round 1 hand for the discard Skellige. You can pretty much play all of your cards except for Morkvark here. Yeah. I mean, you can play Morkvark, but you probably want to keep him against the Cleaver.
Yeah, there is Cleaver, and if opponent misses Cleaver, I guess there is a Spender to volunteer. So there we go, double bloody good fun, implemented immediately just as a 4 damage card instead of Spender maybe later for the reach. This Skellige has what, Coral that you'd want to remove at 6 damage?
Probably means that Coral is gonna stick for the 2 extra damage.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything else, but there is Horse and Junior that you can play.
But he decides to go for the Scald before Coral, so no more discards after.
Okay, opts for the Coral here. Discards an Invader.
Except for the Mask, of course, which is probably going to trigger here.
I'm a Witcher, not a Gigolo.
So healthy, 26 points on the board. Mask
8 points, stratagem, broken.
The stratagem and like the buff to Coral is pretty serious, but you need the ability to find the cards, because like warriors were good for the consistency, while you could have basically tutored anything from the deck with Blood Eagle, but now you have Morkvark, Coral, Birna, all of those cards not available to be tutored. You have Gremist, so you have all the tools, but you really need to find them at appropriate times, otherwise you might struggle with your consistency.
HANNSU gets to 9 coins talking about consistency, getting that boat out, removing the brick.
And SANTTU decides to take a pass. There is 9 coins, but yeah, that might exactly force HANNSU to spend most of his coins and lose the carryover.
Gonna have to commit a good card probably here. Maybe one of his high-end cards.
And
Make up for those 8 points. If he leaders once, it only has to be 7 points, right?
yeah. But yeah, SANTTU was happy with this pass, played his discard package, got the thinning done.
And we get the junior out.
Yeah, the rope was caused by the commitment that you needed to do. Throwing away your high-end gold doesn't feel too good. So now the Birna is here, but there is not much to discard. Now there is a Morkvark in the deck, so...
And the junior might have been still nice, killing off the Harald, right?
Yeah.
Killing off a raider, maybe.
SANTTU plays another graveyard carryover card, having second Savage Bear in hand. We'll see if he keeps it, but most likely with Birna in hand. Yeah.
Yeah, might have been better to try and spend some leader. But the question is, did he have a good enough bad crime in hand to not commit too much leader to take the round? Because Warzone did play for 10, right?
Yeah.
And did it by 1, so we would have had to spend quite a lot of leader charges.
Hello, PB. So yeah, commentary is updated. SANTTU won the first game, so Rise to clutch the series.
Pyro Swindle. Somebody is living in the past.
Okay, so SANTTU did find most of his stuff here.
Yeah, I don't think he missed anything interesting. Let's have a look.
Oops. Yeah, basically missed the Morkvark for Birna.
And he still has 3 draws, right, with the discard package in hand, which might become a bit awkward. But he can fix his hand pretty much to whatever he wants here.
Yeah. So we see Professor, the recently buffed card, that is basically insane.
Also a really good totem answer here, probably bricking a bit of the value. And playing for 14 points flat.
Killing engines, so like the 4 strength units that need to be dealt with, is pretty nice, and sometimes you just can set up something with a bounty on it and finish it off with a deep in case of blind pockets.
Let's see if he has any crimes to remove the Harald here. What is HANNSU running?
He wasted double bloody good fun round 1, not wasted, dealt with the cards, played uninteractively, but yeah, I think there is a drill only.
Yeah, drill will be the only way to remove stuff anymore if you don't think of Philippa or Morels, but there might be a world where he Philippas the Herald or the Marauder.
Oh, Skjord. Golds being thrown left and right.
Yeah, you just get rid of the discard here again, right? And then
what's your second discard? Is there any
Bear or Hammond?
Is there a
actually,
crime
Graham is,
card?
yeah.
There is no poison, right?
Checking deck list right now himself, probably.
I don't see the poisons. Yeah. So your Graham is this.
The professor has already killed his target, so no greedy.
Decides to say goodbye to Berto.
So what
there is a cool bounty.
Is there more bounty? Oh, there's a quote.
There is a court, so yeah, you might wanna remove that because drill exists and probably incoming. So
yeah, smarter to sacrifice the possible 2 points here.
And yeah, Hammond plays for the same points as
the bear.
As the bear, but has the utility of breaking the pocket, for example.
And if you play Morkfuck first, Hammond gets an extra bleed, so technically could even play for more. Pirate synergy OP.
Yeah, Raider is a pirate as well.
True. Placement is wrong. Feels bad, man. Missing out on 1 bleed here, potentially.
Potentially, yeah. But yeah, if we are trying to break the pocket, there is an issue of bleeding the shield. So yeah, in the end you'd get to the. Oh yeah, SANTTU points that out for himself as well. Like he was.
Imagine not thinking about the pirate synergy, Kung Fu. What kind of Gwent player are you?
Yeah, so SANTTU kinda got mad at himself for a second. Pointing out his misplay immediately, so well spotted. And yeah, there is no pocket anymore. There is no way to play any more Crown Splitters, if I'm not mistaken. I think we've seen all of them, and yeah, there is not much. There are no safe crackers in HANNSU's list.
Yeah, SANTTU decided to ping with the Marauder because Drill is probably gonna come down now, right? Most likely.
Yeah, the drill drops. You still want to remove the Herald. Potential opponent plays multiple.
Yeah, worth it in most cases, right?
Yeah.
To miss that 1 damage on the 5 HP. What can SANTTU draw into with the ice? Can he brick?
Utah is a card.
What's left in the deck?
Yeah, other than that.
There goes the drill.
He didn't find more quirk, right? So more quirk is not doing much. But if you have Bloodthirst 3, it's discarded. Oh, gets moved into the graveyard, so that's a proper 5-point play.
I mean, maybe HANNSU has a hand that forces him to spend a bit earlier. And Morkfuck might get like around 10 value hitting the shack. Didn't really play that many crimes yet. Although, not that crime heavy. He missed the double thinning in round 1 or 2.
Yeah. so there is a devotion payoff. A worse devotion payoff than the Horson.
Having to play a 4p card in round 3 though, not worth the devotion.
Yeah, sure, and also yeah, there is the Bloodthirst 4 now on the board, so Iced is activated. Both players most likely have the Purifiers in hand, Kurt for HANNSU and Gremist for SANTTU. So the Styrkvi value will be mitigated by Purify. What is HANNSU's sequence in here even? Yeah, we don't see the hand. Yeah,
please. He was forced to spend on the Shack, which is technically almost lost coins because it will get either Morkvarked or iced. A
Morkvark is on the board, so...
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, and yeah, that's exactly his point. He buffs it to 13 so that he has a spender on the board.
Probably not another spender in hand, although he still has a lot of coins, maybe Philippa in hand. That was a very good draw with Iced.
And yeah, considering that now you get Raider Pink.
That was a very good draw.
So yeah, pretty proper, removing this spender with the Raider, and yeah, the Raider gets his Bloodthirst after being brought back to the board by Ice discard.
There is quite a bit of point difference here now. 35 points to do in 3 cards, and the opponent still has 2 cards.
Yeah, there is no clever Dream anymore, those cards have already been played, so okay, there we go, bank into Philippa on 7, so yes.
Third card Philippa, that's pretty good.
Yeah, gets to steal the Bear Witcher if he wants to, unless he has any other plans. Takes a 5 with an arrow.
He wants to keep 2 coins here, which is interesting.
He has Morel's Tribute on Utah. So you spend 6, like if that's his only way to spend points.
So spend 6 to deal 12. So technically same conversion rate as Philippa has, right? 1 for 2.
Most likely the last card is exactly that, but that doesn't sound like enough points.
Would play for exactly 16, and he's almost 30 down.
And yeah, as we see the deciding device that tribute is being played, so SANTTU got by 1 point in game number 1 with his elves, but here takes a win with a huge point gap.